Hello, everyone, and welcome to a very, 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 very exciting episode of Pantone's official color cast. Today, we are celebrating the yearly new color release, where we release 50 new colors to the Pantone catalog that previously did not exist at all, and we give them silly names, and then we make people pay lots of money to continue to be able to use these colors, like graphic designers that already don't have any money. I digress. With me in the studio today is Stan. Stan, how are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
Great. Stan, what's my name?
I don't know. Is it Drew?
It's Drew.
It's Drew.
I'm so glad that we were able to remember it now that we're podcasting. Hey, so I'm just going to jump right into it, Stan. I don't see any point in... okay, so I got some giant swatches here. This particular swatch, this is one of our newest colors. This is called Explorium.
Okay.
Do you like it, Stan?
It's okay.
Tell the listeners what it looks like.
So have you ever seen, like, the color of a golden, buttery, delicious waffle?
I definitely have. Yes.
That's what it looks like.
We should think about renaming it.
Yeah, we should.
It's too late. It's in the catalog. We printed like 100,000 of them. They're like 400 pages long. It's over. It's over. This one is called Stop and Go.
Wow, this is really interesting.
One word. You like that?
Yeah. Yeah, it reminds me of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's lips.
Mm-hmm. That's actually that's very perceptive of you, Stan. That's exactly what we were going for when we created this color.
That's what I thought.
I think it'd be beautiful if you used it to if you were having a baby child, a baby human, and you needed to paint his or her room a color. This would be perfect for that. Yeah. It's very calming.
Yeah, definitely.
Because you look at it and you think of The Rock's mouth.
Yeah, that's what I was going for.
There's also this one. It's called... Well, actually, you know what, Stan? This is such an amazing name. I'm gonna let you read this one to everyone.
Okay. This one's called Deforming.
Yes, it is. What do you think? What do you think of this one?
It's okay. It looks like Danny Trejo's stomach tattoo.
Just all the colors mixed together.
Yeah.
Just as if it was just a big thing you could just swirl together. Yeah. Would you say
it's not great?
Sam, would you say that this color is beautiful?
No.
Can you say that this color is beautiful?
We're
getting paid to say this color is beautiful.
Oh, this color is beautiful.
Can you describe for the listeners what beauty is?
Have you ever seen...
No, you can't.
Oh. Okay.
You can't define beauty.
Fuck.
What is this, amateur hour? Yeah, man.
Shit.
You fell for it again.
I did.
It's embarrassing.
I fell for it.
It's embarrassing.
I fell for it.
So we got one last color here. This color is called The Bear vs. Man Cast, a podcast about video games.
Oh shit, mother trucker.
Oh man. According to the description here, it's September 25th, and this is episode 31 of The Bear vs. Man Cast.
That's true. We're doing it.
It's happening right now, despite your best intentions. Because you're kind of not feeling great today, Ryan.
No, I'm not.
You should have thought about that yesterday when we agreed to podcast on a Friday morning.
Hey, have you heard of Thirsty Thursday?
I've heard of it. I was a college student.
I did it.
Not only was I a college student, I was a college student at a college where we did not have class on Friday universally. So Thursday was the thirstiest of days.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
It was really weird dynamic. Saturday was a little bit lower key. Did you
get extra turned up?
I got Yes, although nobody really used that word that long ago because it's been years since I've been in college. Thursday was the big one. Friday was pretty good too. Saturday was a little bit low key, and then Sunday just all across campus, everyone was just chill AF, just mad like calm, just low key.
That's true.
And then the internet didn't work very well at Sunday night because I think everyone was doing their homework.
Ooh.
And it was like kind of overload and everything. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Maybe I was just imagining things. And no one was like using the internet on Friday nights because they were all drinking. So you got thirsty last night?
I got thirsty, and then it was resolved.
All right, so you quenched the thirst?
I did. Yeah, I did.
I'm happy for you.
I'm not. I had made mistakes.
I was happy for last night you.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
And no, today you. I once saw this thing online that posed the hypothesis that getting drunk is just borrowing happiness from tomorrow.
I'd subscribe to that.
Because you're extra happy when you're drunk, and then the next day you're like, where did all the happiness go?
Yeah.
I don't have any anymore.
I don't have any anymore. Fuck.
Keep it together, man.
I can't. It's all over.
Hey, you know what today is?
September 25th.
Correct. Additionally, new iPhone day.
Additionally, fucking retro 3-pack amiibo day. What?
Yes, it's that too, but it's mostly new iPhone day.
Drop mic.
Don't drop that. It's expensive. It's also connected to your desk. I don't know how you would do that.
I'd have to like rip it out of the.
That doesn't seem worth it.
No.
Hey, but it's new iPhone day. I said it 3
one?
times now. It's in the mail.
Sick.
Yeah, I have it. It will at some point today. It will arrive at my father's home because trying to get delivery to this apartment is like
wicked shitty.
It's an ordeal. Like sometimes we've had packages delivered that like the United States Postal Service like came to deliver it and like couldn't fit it in our tiny mailbox or something, so they just said fuck it and like left a note saying they couldn't deliver it. And it was like, Jesus Christ, you're already inside the building. You can just come up and put it in front of our door. Everyone does that.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, so basically it's like Fury Road when you're trying to deliver packages here. So I just sent it to my dad's house. It's gonna need a signature, so the UPS guy is probably just gonna be like, just come up and realize the front door is locked, and then just be like, oh, well, I guess he's not getting his iPhone today, and just leave.
Yeah.
And plus, apparently, it shipped from Chelmsford instead of... I'm pretty sure I have a UPS distribution center, like, in this town. Maybe there's one in, like, Billerica. But I don't know. I guess my iPhone's coming from Chelmsford. And I don't feel like going to Chelmsford to get it if it doesn't get delivered. So
there's a UPS sorting facility thing in Chelmsford.
Yeah, well, that's where it came from. Out for delivery at 7:30. So
I'm
expecting it'll arrive at like 6 p.m. because that's whenever I want something to show up in the mail. It takes for goddamn ever.
Yeah.
All right, video games.
Whoa, wait.
I'm just not going to think about my new phone. I'm just really super excited.
Good.
I have 4 times the capacity. I have so much room for activities on that thing.
Literally.
I'm going to want to play nothing but like shitty iPhone games for the next like 2 weeks.
I'm excited for you.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. I'm just going to Oh man, okay. Okay, get it together. Video games, right? Video
games.
So we played a wide variety of games this week. I'm happy for us.
We did good jobs.
I feel like we were kind of getting into a thing there where we were like playing like a couple of the same games, like a couple of the same like big games, and I was like a little bit like, what have we become?
What have we become?
You know?
People who keep up with games?
Yeah, it's like not too long ago we were just playing like Besiege because I don't know, that was $10, and then it's like, oh yeah, Metal Gear Solid 5, Mario Maker, we're just spending money all over the place now. They're fucking big shot AAA goddamn news guys that have they get like free download codes for the hottest games.
That's us.
No, it's not.
Oh.
So, I'm glad we were able to take a step back and kind of go back to go take a look at some indie darlings.
I played an indie darling.
Kind of the what I think is what got us where we are.
That's what we're all about.
What got us where we are. I mean, like, none of that actually happened. We just kept doing this shit.
Yeah.
Because we didn't see any reason to stop.
No, yeah.
But I am going to talk real quick about something that's not an indie darling. I do need to talk about Destiny real quick.
I beat Destiny.
Did you?
Yep.
Because you got to level 40?
Yeah, I beat Destiny. I shot that dude Oryx in the face. I beat Destiny. It's over, right?
It's not even Ogre yet. Like
It's Ogre.
That game goes on for so much longer. So the thing about this new expansion is there's like a ton of like quests and like there's a lot of new story missions that some of them are a little bit some older areas a little bit remixed and stuff like that. They do some interesting things with it, more so than they did previously. A lot of new content. Like I want to say I probably sank an extra like 15 hours into the Destiny expansion just to kind of do all the blips on my map. I didn't even do all of them. I got this other quest line about going to kill Fallen on Mars that I'm like, I had 2 days off in a row last week, and I literally just played Destiny like all day long, both of them. And at the end of the second day, I still wasn't quite done. I just said, fuck it, that's just how it's going to be.
Yeah.
Because I just sunk so much time into it, and like the rest, I got to the point where they were giving me quests. Because in addition to like the content sort of quests and the new sort of thing, the new things, fighting Oryx and the Taken and that kind of stuff, they also start giving you quests, kind of guiding your hand into how to like end game Destiny. Like they're like, hey, play 5 strikes, now play 5 heroic strikes, and kind of like holding your hand and getting you used to what endgame Destiny is, which I think is a pretty good idea, because a lot of people don't, or no one know. Like, how would you know if they didn't tell you? So, that's good. And that's not something that WoW has to do in any of their expansions. Although they do a little bit of it. I'll tell you where to go next, or be like,
kinda.
They might be like, hey, maybe LFR? Like a little bit, like suggestion. This is a little bit more obvious, but I kind of like that. But at the same time, I did all that stuff, and now I'm basically just to the point where it's like you should raid now. I've got a 290 light level, which is my understanding is like that's almost as high as you can get. I can get like maybe 10 points higher if I'm super lucky without raiding. But it's kind of soft cap at 290. And it allows me to do almost all the content in the game besides the raid. Oh, actually, I think I'm able to do the raid at like 280. I just have to find 4 people to do it with, and I don't necessarily want to. But they do this interesting thing. So there's like a lot of content in there, but at a certain point, because I was just marathoning it, I was just like, Jesus, more of this stuff? Like, the new enemies they added that are kind of remixed old enemies with new abilities. In my experience, the abilities they gave them are just like the most annoying abilities possible.
Well, they're trash. They suck.
Yeah, like it's really irritating after a while. I raged like twice playing Destiny because I was doing these story missions that were really hard, and they were just not tuned. So here's the thing about Destiny: if you go into a mission and you play it, you have to beat all the enemies yourself. And if you get 2 people to join your mission, the mission is exactly the same in every way, except now you have 3 times the firepower. As far as I can tell, they don't add they don't add more enemies. They don't scale anything for larger fire teams. So trying to play all the content myself was like not the way that I don't think that was the way that they balanced that gameplay.
I did just fine.
Well, you didn't get to the last mission. So, like, after you beat Oryx, you have to continue to fight his shade a couple more times, and one takes you back to the moon of Mars, Phobos, and that mission is a motherfucker.
Oh, wait, did I not beat Destiny?
I don't think you did.
Oh, shit. All right. I gotta go play Destiny.
No, it's really okay, because that one that takes you back to Phobos is like a motherfucker and a half. They just send so many Taken dudes after you that it's outrageous. And their ability sucks. Like, the Taken phalanxes are just like... They have that... Their shields just blast you in, like, every direction. Like, it's like a beam they shoot out that pushes you, like, 100 yards and just...
Oh,
is inescapable. At one point,
did bad things to me.
At one point, I raged because they literally just put you on top of a super high platform that you could easily fall off of, and just made you fight 3 of them. And when you died, you're just like, "What? Why are you so terrible?" When you got pushed off, because it's like you can.
Yeah,
so difficult to avoid those beams once they get fired. And then it's just upset. Like, because I was by myself, I just wiped and had to do the whole segment over again. There's like this annoying platforming segment before it.
Oh, the disappearing platform things just not being, like, reliable.
Yeah.
Ugh,
and then I got to that boss encounter, and they're just sending too many dudes at me. Because Destiny does this thing. All its boss encounters are, like, they have invisible, like, caps on how much damage they can take.
Yeah.
And so when you, like, take it down to, like, 60% health... he teleports away and summons tons of dudes. And so if you just, like, blast him, like, you just are really, really good at this game, and you just do a ton of damage really quickly, then it triggers, like, all of them at once, and shit hits the fan, they summon, like, everything, and basically, like, they don't reward you for being really strong or good. They, like, will stop a fight and be like, nope, you can't hurt me anymore because you did too much damage, and just gonna put that on hold. That's something that really bothers me about that game.
Yeah, fuck that.
But like when you're fighting, when you're doing it with your friends, and like, you can take the time to, like, manage the waves of ads effectively. Or, like, you kind of split up. You're like, all right, dude, you fight ads. Or like, my friends and I, we would have one guy shoot the boss and 2 guys handle ads. Because sometimes ads can get... ads are what make boss fights difficult. I've never played... I don't think I've ever played a boss encounter in Destiny that didn't feature ads as, like, the primary way of... Well, maybe not the primary way, but, like... 95% of the deaths of the wipes I've had fighting Destiny bosses has been because ads killed us. Ads just overwhelmed us.
Yeah, it's all about ads.
Which is kind of weird. But there is a lot of content to be had and a lot of time played to be had in the Taken King.
This I've heard.
But it's like... And it's better than the kind of just doing the same stuff over and over in the first game, or the first D1, the first year of Destiny. Yeah. But it's still got some problems that I think they're working on. Also, you know that guy Cade 6, the Hunter Vanguard guy, the robot man?
Yeah.
Nathan Fillion does his voice.
Who is that?
Castle.
Who is that?
The guy from Firefly?
Never watched that.
No one watched that.
That's not true.
He was in Dr. Terrible's sing-along blog with Felicia Day and Neil Patrick Harris. I'm going to send you a picture of his face. I bet you've seen him.
All right. I'm not ready for this.
He's Castle on NBC. It's been like 5 seasons running.
I don't watch that show.
I'm not saying I don't watch that show, but I know what that is.
I don't know that person.
You don't know that person?
No.
Man, you weird. you were weird.
I don't know that person.
So Nathan Fillion is like a relatively famous guy, and he does the voice of one of the characters that the characters that already existed that they turned into a real character for the Taken King. And I thought it sounded like him, and I finally confirmed it last night, and now every time I hear that guy's voice, it literally is just Nathan Fillion talking. Like,
Okay.
even though he's a robot, I thought it was like a little bit like robot distorty or something, like at first, and I was like, nope, now that I know it's him, it just sounds exactly like just him speaking.
Mm-hmm.
But I digress. Hey, so I think this game does this weird thing, where, you know how you get like an engram and you have to take it to the Cryptarch,
Yes.
and then they give you an item based on it sort of supposedly like identifies the item, a la like Diablo 2.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say that like the higher your light level is, the better the stuff that comes out is. Because every time I went to the Cryptarch, as I was playing over those 2 days, every time I went to Cryptarch, I always got like at least one piece of armor that was better than an old piece of armor.
Mm-hmm.
And I can only imagine that just because you get a better chance of getting better armor the more light you have.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm pretty sure that's what's happening, and I don't think it's been confirmed yet, but that seems to be general consensus of what's going on, which kind of works really well. It was actually really satisfying to be constantly getting like gear upgrades. I didn't feel like I was just grinding for marks just to buy new stuff. I was constantly getting like little upgrades to my equipment, and I thought that was kind of a cool way of doing it.
Yeah.
So they didn't fuck up there, which is nice.
They didn't fuck up. Only there.
I thought of another way that they fucked up, but I forgot it.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh well, I guess it wasn't important.
It's not.
I did have a pretty decent time playing it. It's. I mean, you actually played Destiny. Like, you're level 40 now.
I got a level 40 man.
What was your experience with that?
Destiny is fine.
Yeah, it's good, man.
I've come around on Destiny is bad.
That's
and
good.
I no longer feel that way. But
Yeah, it's like it clearly like needs it still needs work. I don't think anyone knows what Destiny is supposed to be, but
Yeah.
at the base of it, it really is like a good shooter.
yeah, the thing I will say about Destiny is that the gunplay is fucking tight.
Oh, I just remember the thing. That's a good thing that I remembered. They do this thing where if you get a legendary piece of armor, you can spend like a little bit of resources, like a pretty minuscule amount of resources, to just have it eat a better piece of armor or like better weapon. Like it has to be the same category. It has to be either rare or legendary or exotic if you're stupid.
Yep.
You can eat a better piece and then gain some of its attack power.
Yep.
So, like, if you have a 280 gun and it eats a 290 gun, the old one will become 290.
Oh,
which
sick.
is really awesome, because if you get like a legendary piece of gear that you're just like, oh, dude, this is all the stuff I want, or like this has all the best abilities, or like this shotgun is just super cool, and then you get like a shotgun that's better, or even if you just get like a fusion rifle that's better, you can just feed it to the shotgun you like, and it'll become better. So, like, I got a sword. Because you can get swords now, which is cool, because that was something that people actually wanted since, like, day one of this game. Because do you remember there were certain missions that you could get a sword for, like, an ill second?
Yeah.
And then you had to put it away?
I think it's 2 ill seconds.
It's a little bit longer than that.
Yeah.
But people were just like, oh, shit, you can get swords? Like, when the game first came out, people were freaking out because they thought there were equipable swords, and then there weren't. And so they finally added them. And so, but you get the equipable sword, and it's like 220 attack, which is not very good, considering about 300 is like, really good. But you can just feed like other heavy weapons to it until it becomes better. Which I think that way of doing things is like super great, because you're always like, even if you don't get exactly the item you want, you still, like, every time I open an engram, I'm always excited to see what's inside, because I have a full set of legendary stuff now, but I'm always excited to see what's inside those engrams, because it could be a blue thing that's got slightly better attack or defense, and I think it's a really ingenious way of doing things. So I think they're figuring it out, but
slowly but surely. Yeah.
Yes, I think slowly but surely they are figuring it out. It's not exactly there yet, but good for them. And they got you to play it, so.
Yeah, that's true. I did play it. Yeah.
Maybe sometime we can do some end game stuff, and you can see what it's like to like kind of play in a party.
I would like to do that.
Because this at the very least, the strikes you do, which are kind of like 5-man dungeons, if I had to think of an analog, at the very least, they're pretty interesting the first time through. When you have to start grinding them a lot, you're kind of like, all right, well, like fuck this. But I'm also used to. I just accept that strikes are to be grinded. But for like someone who hasn't been brainwashed, at least the first time through, they're pretty fun. So maybe we can do that sometime.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Let's see if Joe hasn't really played this game in a while. We should get him on this shit.
We should get him on that shit.
Okay, I think I've said all there is to say about Destiny forever until
Good.
the next expansion.
All right, excellent.
Yeah, although today's Friday. Oh, it's Zur's Day. Yesterday was Zur's Day. Zur is in the tower, and he's selling rare pieces of gear that you can sometimes only get in that particular way. And you should go give him a visit if you've got any strange coins.
I have a few.
How many? Approximately.
Literally a few.
Oh, you probably need like at least 12 to buy something good.
Oh,
so
okay. I don't have 12.
I don't even know the good way to get them anymore. It used to be like the weekly heroic strike would give you like 9 or 12 or something.
I get them randomly from engrams, it seems. So
yes, that seems like the best way to do it.
Yeah. Hey, what about those other video games?
The indie darlings that I mentioned?
Yeah, indie darlings.
Tell me about an indie darling that you played.
I played a game. Let me stretch. Oh, it feels good. Ooh, okay. All right. I played a game. It's called Undertale. It came out on Steam like not a long time ago.
Like weeks ago?
Days ago?
Oh, really? That
Days
recently?
ago? I think so. Released. Oh, it was 10 days ago. This game came out.
Oh, seriously?
Yep. It's a weird little thing. So it's like an Earthbound inspired RPG.
It's an Earthbound like.
It's an Earthbound like.
It's the best subgenre.
Yeah. No, it's definitely an Earthbound like. The dialogue that the people have with you, the main character, is very reminiscent of dialogue in Earthbound. So the game is about a little boy or girl. I can't tell. I think it's supposed to be you, and it's supposed to be ambiguous. But you're a human, and you fall into this monster world, and then you kind of like have to figure out how to get out.
Okay.
Yeah. So
seems pretty standard.
it's very it's a little basic, but the interesting about it from like a gameplay mechanic sense is it's an RPG where you don't have to kill anyone. There seems to be like a wide variety of enemy types, and when you get into a random encounter, one of your options is to act. I guess is what the menu says, but it it lets you do a wide variety of things. Like I was fighting a dog enemy, and my options for acting were to check the dog, which is just like gives you a little description.
Yep, it's a dog.
Yes, this is a dog. It has dog stuff. I could also roll around in the dirt, and I could also pet the dog. So I tried to pet the dog, and then the game said, you can't pet the dog because he's suspicious of you. So then on my next turn, I rolled...
Was there an option to just kill?
Yeah, there's an option to fight.
Okay.
So I rolled around in the dirt, and then the dog's like, "Where'd you go?" Because he couldn't smell me anymore. And then I pet the dog, and he's like, "Oh, sick pets." And then I I think that's literally what it said.
I hope so.
I think so. And then I spared the dog, and then the battle was over. So the thing about when you spare things, you don't get experience, but I think that's okay.
Oh, interesting.
I'm not sure. You still get money. I don't know what money's for yet, but I have some. Yeah. As far as like RPGs go, the mechanics of this game are really interesting. It has a time-based attack thing, which is just like a bar where you have to stick the bar in the middle of like a meter kind of thing. But the enemy attacks are the most interesting part. So on the screen, there's a little box with a heart in it, and the heart is you. And then when an enemy attacks, there's essentially like a little animation of enemy stuff, and you have to like actively move the heart through and dodge all the things in the box to not take damage. Which
How
is
do you move it? Is it you play this with a controller?
Yeah. So you like just move the thumbstick, and that moves the heart around in the box, and you dodge the things in the stuff. And all the enemies have different attack patterns, and there are some that are like blue instead of white, and the blue ones you have to not move, and they can just like pass right over you, because there's some that like take up the whole screen. But if you don't move, it's okay. This game's sick. I'm really digging it.
Yeah, it seems pretty cool.
Yeah, and apparently it's pretty short. I don't know how short.
Oh, excellent.
But there are many endings, or so I've heard.
Yes, apparently there is a genocide ending.
What?
That's what I seem to be understanding from looking at the Steam page.
Yeah.
And related comments.
Weird. But yeah, the opening sequence of this game kind of like got me hooked. It was neat. There's like you like fall in the thing, and there's this lady who takes care of you for like a minute, and then she's like, "Please don't go, I need you." And then you can like infer what happens after that. But it's good. I'm enjoying it. I think it's made by like one dude in Game Maker. I think.
According to the Steam page, it's made by Toby Fox.
Yep.
And he has not made any other games that are on Steam, but I don't know why he would have.
Can I read you the features, because they're funny.
I was going to read the features, but I'll let you do it.
Okay. Killing is unnecessary. Negotiate out of danger using the unique battle system. Time your attacks for extra damage, then dodge enemy attacks in a style reminiscent of top-down shooters. Original art and soundtrack brimming with personality. Soulful, character-rich story with emphasis on humor. Created mostly by one person. Become friends with all the bosses. At least 5 dogs. You can date a skeleton. Now there are 6 dogs? Maybe you won't want to date the skeleton. I think I found the 7th dog, but it was actually just the 3rd dog. If you play this game, can you count the dogs for me? I'm not good at it. I enjoyed that.
Yeah. It's a pretty solid feature list there.
I enjoyed it. Back of the box features, it was great. So yeah, I want to play a buttload more of that game.
Remember a while ago we were looking at some game on Steam, and I saw that it was curated by some curator that the picture is just 2 anime girls kissing.
Oh my god, is it curated by this?
Yeah, and recommended by curator based on 2 female NPCs may enter into a relationship with each other on some routes. Apparently, this curator just goes around aggregating games about
girls
lesbians.
making out.
Yeah, I think so.
Sick.
I cannot even, for some reason, I cannot click and find out more about all the games that they've ever curated, but that's a solid review. There's actually, speaking of reviews, the Steam reviews for this thing are overwhelmingly positive with almost 1,700 reviews.
I think this game is getting some traction, because when I bought it, there were only like 500 reviews, or less even. So I think this is literally the indie darling.
I think it is. It was on Greenlight before.
Was it?
Yes. and yeah, it was made by like one person. So
I will say it's a little clunky in the UI stuff is a little clunky. Like I've had some, like I tried to make a game in Game Maker once, and I remember drawing the text boxes and how it was a huge pain in the ass
to draw the text boxes.
Yeah,
they didn't have like text boxes for you.
No, you have to like add them yourself. I mean, like drawing on a screen in a video game in like a script, like in the code.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. It was a huge pain in the ass, and
it would be way easier if you could just actually draw them.
Yeah, with like a pencil on everybody's computer, so they're always there.
An Apple Pencil, yes.
Apple Pencil. So like I've noticed some stuff that's a little bit clunky, but it's really good. You should definitely play it.
I want to.
Yeah.
It's on my wish list. Is that good enough for you?
No.
Is anything ever good enough for you?
No.
Fuck you, Ryan.
Okay.
Should we take a break before I tell you about this next game I played, or should we wait? Should we stave off the break for like a second?
You should tell me about that game.
So, this is a game I've been meaning to play for a while. And I talked before about our indie darling roots. I also personally have even deeper indie darling roots than that, because I started playing PC games. I never really played a lot of PC games. I mean, I played Warcraft 3. My computer, like, from 7th grade on was good enough to play Warcraft 3, and that was pretty much it.
Yeah.
And it could barely do that. And so when I got a computer, I got a laptop to go to college with, started playing WoW with you, and then I also, like, that was about the time that whole, like, neo-indie renaissance happened.
Yeah, that's true.
With, like, Aquaria and Crayon
Braid?
Physics Deluxe, Braid.
Yeah.
All that stuff started happening. And because, A, I finally had a computer, and B, I was a poor college student, I was like, oh my gosh, I can get these games. They're like $10. And, like, yeah, the graphics aren't, like, crazy good or anything, but they're, like, super fun. And so I was, like, obsessed for a while with indie games, and, like, that's all I would play.
Yes,
I'd play, like, I would just buy bundle after bundle and just play so many indie games, because, like, I'd have, like, sophomore year of college, like, or actually, no. Sophomore year of college, I didn't have any consoles, but I did have my TV with me. Junior year of college, my dorm room was so small, I just, like, didn't even bother bringing my TV. I just had my laptop, and I just played indie games on it all day long.
Yep.
And I also played, like, a lot of, like, interesting free games, like some art game type stuff.
Walking simulators?
No, those weren't quite vogue yet. But games like I read about in, like, a blog, it's like, here's a free game that someone made to, like, be fucking weird. It takes you, like, 25 minutes to play. And I cherish those games. Like, have you ever heard of Norland?
Nope.
I'm gonna make you play Norland sometime.
I played 905 this week.
I don't know what that is.
It's a game about it's a text game about being late for work.
That sounds pretty good.
It was great.
You ever played Don't Shit Your Pants?
No.
That's a good game. It's a text game about not shitting your pants.
Oh, sick.
That's pretty well known though. Oh yeah, I mean, I've kind of fallen out of it. I want to. I've been taken away. I've been captured by the allure of AAA gaming. Not that that's a bad thing, but like AAA games and like the news media I follow now is less. I read less Rock Paper Shotgun, where they have these articles about really cool free games, and I'm more like, well, I already spent all this money on these AAA games and Steam games. Now that I'm out of college, I've got a job, not particularly well paying necessarily, but comfortably enough that I can be like, yeah, I can buy some fucking games now.
Yeah.
And so I do, and then I have all these games to play. And I was looking at my Steam library, and the other night, and I was like, I kind of feel like playing Metal Gear Solid 5, but I want something not so like bad. Like I wanted something a little bit lower key. So I went through my Steam game library and found some stuff. And I had a good time. I just little bit simpler, lower key. That's what I like about indie games is they can go for something that's non-traditional. They can go a little bit out of the norm. They don't just make a game that's like every other game because they're worried about that. That's the only game that sells. I can go on and on about why I really enjoy indie games.
Do you heart indie darlings?
I do. I absolutely heart indie darlings.
That's true.
But this is I got away from myself there for a second.
That's
the
okay.
game that I played is a game that I've been meaning to play for a while, like I said before, and it definitely fits into that like free game weird thing that I would have definitely I'm pretty sure I heard of it like many years ago, and I always think of it in the same breath as Space Funeral.
I don't know that game.
Space Funeral is fucking amazing. I would almost describe it as being an Earthbound-like.
I like Earthbound.
It's like an RPG Maker game. I really want you to play Space Funeral, and I want you to tell me what you think. You should Google Space Funeral. I'm actually Googling Space Funeral for you right now.
Oh, good. Did you Google that for me?
I did. I went there. I went
Good.
all the way. It's like an RPG Maker game that's just really off-kilter.
Mm-hmm.
It's really different and weird, and you kind of just have to just soak it all in. So kind of in that same vein, I played another RPG Maker game that is free.
Okay.
That I would have totally... This is exactly the kind of game that I would totally, got down on in my college days. This game is called Tales of Game Studio presents Chef Boyardee's Barkley, Shut Up and Jam Gaiden, Chapter 1 of the Hoops Barkley Saga.
Oh, dude, that sounds sick.
Have you ever heard of Barkley's Shut Up and Jam Gaiden?
I have. I've never played it.
So I'm pretty sure Barkley's Shut Up and Jam is a basketball game for the Sega Genesis.
I think so.
And so these people set out to... I'm just going to look it up, because I meant to do this sooner, but... Like I said, it's an RPG Maker game.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's just like an RPG Maker game, because they do some stuff with, like some Mario RPG-ass, active battle stuff in this
Nice.
game.
Nice.
That I'm not
Okay.
sure if it's possible in RPG Maker, so maybe...
Anything's possible in RPG Maker. I don't know if that's true.
I don't think that's true. Yeah, so it's on Super Nintendo. Barkley Shut Up and Jam. So apparently, if you look up Barkley Shut Up and Jam, the first 2 or 3 results are just all about Shut Up and Jam Gaiden. These guys actually they had a successful Kickstarter to create Barkley 2, which is I think going to be made in a new engine and maybe be a real game.
Yeah.
I mean, this game apparently because Charles Barkley Shut Up and Jam Gaiden has a how long to beat page, and apparently it takes 7 hours. I've played it for 1.5, maybe 2, but it's pretty great. It's just such an interesting and hilarious concept. I don't know, and the battles are pretty good. Like I said, the active battle system is really interesting.
Yeah.
The semi-active battle, I should probably say. I don't know if I'm gonna eventually beat this game, but I kind of just want to see I'm already sucked into the world and I want to understand more about it. So I'm gonna tell you a little bit about the story of Barkley Shut Up and Jam Gaiden.
Okay.
As it stands as the game begins. Ryan, how is your knowledge of 1990s basketball players?
I know who Michael Jordan is.
Good, Michael Jordan is in this game for sure.
Excellent.
So it starts out you play as Charles Barkley, and you're living in New York City. Mm-hmm. This is many years in the future. A long time ago, an important historical event. You, Charles Barkley, for a reason that I do not yet know, and this might be the mystery that carries me through the whole game. For a reason that I do not understand, you unleashed. This is probably 50 plus years ago. you unleashed the Chaos Dunk.
Okay.
And it destroyed, like, not everything, but, like, it created, like, many people died when you unleashed the Chaos Dunk. Mm-hmm. Very curious to find out why it came to that. But in doing so, you created it became obvious that basketball, or b-ball as it's called, was a problem.
Okay.
That it was an issue that was affecting national security, I guess. I'm describing this really poorly. I'm trying to, like, embellish it, and it's not working. Okay. Basically, they formed an anti-b-ball task agency, and they what happened was the Great B-Ball Purge. And so lots of basketball players died, and b-ball, the world that you play in now, b-ball is dead. Playing basketball, owning a basketball is a crime.
Uh-oh.
And so you just kind of, you're kind of like living your life. You've got a son named Hoops. It sounds like your wife, Maureen, she was either, I don't know if she was killed by the Chaos Dunk and that's why Charles Barkley is sad, or if something happened to her as an effect of the Great Purge. But that's another mystery that I'm kind of trying to keep up with. So the game starts and you're in your apartment with Hoops, and you're also hanging out with Balthios James, the Octoroon great-grandson of LeBron James.
Sick.
He's your friend. And you run into Michael Jordan, who has sold out, and he's joined the anti-b-ball task force to avoid persecution. And so
sounds amazing.
He's a bad guy. And later you visit a church, and the priest there is Larry Bird, and he's kind of adopted, he's kind of given up his basketball ways and found God. But I can't remember, the God that exists in that universe is something, I think they name it, and it like exists. Like it's not just God. And so you walk around New York City and kind of get a realization of, like, you kind of get the setting, even though obviously it's an RPG Maker game, all the graphics are pretty shitty, Yeah. Kind of hilariously so at times.
That's good. That excites me.
At one point, you meet the ghost of LeBron James, and it literally is like the shittiest, like, stick figure of a person holding a basketball. And but then, like, when he speaks at the bottom of the screen, because it's an RPG, it's like what looks to be like a photograph, virtually a photograph of LeBron James. And so you get a setting of New York City, and you hear some news stories. There's this organization called Blood Moses, and the Blood Moses, it's all capital letters with a period in between each thing. I don't know what it stands for, but that's a long-ass acronym for me to spell out, so I'm just going to call it Blood Moses.
That's sick. Okay.
And it's some sort of terrorist organization, and supposedly it's led by its individual named Ultimate Hellbane, who is a public menace of some kind. And so you walk around New York City, and you come back to your apartment, and you get tired, and you fall asleep in front of the TV, and you hear that the unthinkable has happened, and the Chaos Dunk has been unleashed yet again.
Oh, no.
And so Michael Jordan and the rest of the anti-b-ball task force show up at your apartment and are like, we know it was you. You're the only man alive who's powerful enough to unleash the Chaos Dunk. And you're like, it wasn't me. I've been fucking asleep in my apartment this whole time. And they're like, bullshit. And so you have to escape them using QuickTime events. There are QuickTime events in this game that I was not ready for. And you can just die. Like, if you don't do the QuickTime events, like, at one point I tripped over, like, and I just tripped, and, like, it says, you got knocked out, and Jordan caught you, and you died. And it plays this little, like, scene of, like, it's like a picture of Charles Barkley, and then just, like, a shittily animated sweat drop rolls down his face, and it just says, like, game over. And it's like, oh, all right, I guess I fucked up. I'm sorry. And so I actually had to do that QuickTime event sequence, like, several times. But it was worth it. And so eventually you escape them, and the man known as Ultimate Hellbane shows up, and he takes you to the basketball catacombs, the b-ball catacombs, to escape. And I'm not going to spoil the identity of Ultimate Hellbane, but
Please don't. I want to play this game.
you really should.
Yeah.
So then you finally get to fight something. So basically, Ultimate Hellbane tells you that he's not a terrorist, he's a resistance group leader, and that he knows the truth of what's happening here, and he needs to take you to show it to yourself. And he has taken your son somewhere safe. Because the saga that this game is a part of is named after... It's the Hoops Barkley saga, and Hoops is your son. So I think like maybe he's a super important character. Like he might be like the protagonist of the next game. So he's made sure your son is safe, and now he's like, trust me, we're gonna figure out what happened here. We're gonna get to the bottom of this. And you travel through the b-ball catacombs, and you look at you find the remains, like sarcophaguses of other famous basketball players. You fight a zombie Kobe Bryant. And then eventually you meet the ghost of LeBron James. Oh, here's another important detail about this game. It takes place in the same universe as Space Jam.
What?
They reference Space Jam as a historical event.
What?
So Ultimate Hellbane, you're going through they give you a lot of lore in the b-ball catacombs. You're going through and you see things, and they're just like, yeah. And he like explains that there's like a lot of kind of exposition that's like a little bit clunky, but also really clever. And they provide a lot of backstory. They provide a lot of lore in when you like inspect things. And so he'll explain that like, oh yeah, this is a replica of the magic ball that your powers were trapped inside of during the Space Jam. And he's just like, I know, I was trapped in that ball. You're going to tell me about it. And like he describes what it was like being inside the magic basketball that captured his powers during the Space Jam. And it's fucking crazy. I think the actual like those balls actually play like a super important part in the story. I'm assuming because I think it's something to do with like the latent power. Because Charles Barkley is one of the basketball players that gets his powers stolen by the alien basketball and used by the aliens.
Yeah.
If you remember Space Jam.
Not really.
When we were in the first grade.
Yeah.
You don't remember Space Jam?
Not particularly well.
So, like, the aliens were, like, dorky, and they're like, all right, well, we're going to challenge you guys to basketball to determine the fate of the Earth. You remember that part?
Yes.
But, like, they were, like, really wimpy and dorky, and they didn't have any b-ball skills.
Right.
So they went around, they used these magic basketballs, and they got these famous basketball players to touch them. Like they like throw them into during practice, and like it would capture their essence, and then they took their essence, their b-ball essence, and gave it to themselves, and like the little nerdy aliens turned into like big hulking dude. Like one guy just had like a fucking cannon for an arm that he'd shoot basketballs out of, or like one guy just grew two heads, and one guy was just super tall. He could like dunk from like half court, like and like they absorbed their b-ball powers. So Charles Barkley was one of the people who got their b-ball powers absorbed.
Okay.
And so I think like his power existed in that ball, and I think that over the years it grew and grew and grew, and that's what eventually allowed someone new to unleash the Chaos Dunk. But that's just my theory, because there's a lot going on in this game. And it's kind of awesome. Like it's hilarious. Like it's a little bit, it borders a little bit on like that trying too hard thing to be like so random or whatever. But this was also made several years ago before that was like a thing. Like this very much led the way. It's just like kind of a progenitor of that kind of weird alternative pop culture thing that happens sometimes now. It's really pretty good. So you eventually get a fight to something, and it's a mixture. I'd say the battle system is a mixture of Mario RPG and Final Fantasy VI.
That sounds sick.
It's like you pick if you want to use an item or a spell or just attack, and then once you enter the attack, you could do like not exactly like who was the guy in Final Fantasy VI that you could do like Hadokens and shit to do his moves? Was that Sabin?
Sabin, yeah.
I thought Sabin was who's his brother?
I can't remember.
Either way, so like if you're playing as Barkley, you hit attack, you hit the B-ball icon, and you select a target, and you can either press. So you just play it with Z, X, and C, and the arrow keys because it's an RPG Maker game.
Yep.
So after you select a target with Z, you can either press Z to do free throw or penalty shot. I can't remember what they call it. And so you get like a little meter with a ball bouncing up through it, and you can if you line it up, you get better accuracy, and you got to do that twice because it's a penalty shot. And then if you press X, you can do but I think they call it pass. So he like puts the ball behind his head, and like you get a little meter, and it's like less accurate, but it's really powerful, and he like hucks it at the opponent.
Okay.
And then you can either do a jump shot, a fadeaway shot, or something else. I can't remember what they call the other one. And you like press up in a direction, and you have to let go at the height of your jump to do extra damage. And I think if you do a fadeaway shot, it increases your guard. If you do the other more aggressive one that's like towards the opponent, you lose a little bit of guard, but it does more damage. It's really intricate, and I found that the battles are they don't need a level of intricacy because like no matter what, like every attack you use like doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
You can fudge them a little bit, but man, they went for it. Like with all that stuff, like attacks that's just a normal attack. It's not like a magic spell or anything that uses MP. There's a regular attack that like, oh yeah, this increases your defense for one turn, and it's like, wow, it's like some deep strategy here. It's actually really cool. Like I didn't know what to expect from this game. I also didn't expect it to be quite this long.
No, apparently they went for it.
Yeah, they really did go for it, and good for them. I'm glad they got kickstarted and working on a new game. I think that was like at least 12 months ago that they got kickstarted, so something's probably happening.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, you should check this game out, man.
I want to.
Although maybe you should. I don't know. Between this and Space Funeral, I don't know which one you should play first. Space Funeral is like really, really good. It's also shorter. Space Funeral is a really goofy RPG. That's why I want to say it's kind of like Earthbound, but it's a lot weirder and darker than Earthbound. Also the music in Barkley Shut Up and Jam Gaiden is pretty good. I don't know if it's composed by them or if it's like free licensed RPG Maker chiptune like music or what, but I'm kind of a big fan. It's actually really it's like appropriate with the setting, and also when you launch the game, the start screen is a what I don't know exactly what they call it on the interweb, but it's one of them Space Jam remixes.
Okay.
Where they play a song and then they remix that's the Space Jam song into it. Those are quite popular. I think, and it's just like the main theme of the game that kind of reoccurs elsewhere. They kind of like bring it back up in gameplay. Really cool. I'm super glad. Like I'm sad I put off playing it for this long because this game would have made me shit my pants like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
But now I still am super impressed by it. That being said, it's kind of long, and I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna. I'll probably keep playing it, man.
You should keep playing it.
I want to. Okay. I think it's time for a break.
It's time for a break.
Okay. So how do we advertise whiskey? There you go. That's it. Drink whiskey.
All right. I don't know. I don't know. I just come in being really, really bummed, and then you make my life better with alcohol.
Okay.
Yep.
You want to start?
Yeah. Yeah. Hold on. Oh, hey, barkeep.
Oh, what's up, Stan? How you doing, man?
Oh, I'm feeling down.
What's the matter, man? What's going on?
Everybody I know is dead.
Everyone?
Everyone.
I'm right here. We've been like friends for years. You've been going to
your
this bar
time will
ever since you worked at the office next to it. I understand that. I mean, but that's why. You know what? I'm gonna help you understand. I understand that you need to understand that life is fleeting. At the same time, there's plenty of enjoyment to be had.
Really?
Enjoyment in the form of whiskey.
Whiskey?
Whiskey.
That's what my dad drinks when he's upset. Will it work for me too?
That was dark. I mean, okay, so I cannot necessarily condone drinking whiskey when you're sad, because that might not be healthy and may eventually lead you to developing alcoholism.
Ooh.
However,
okay,
it's pretty tasty and it makes you feel good.
I want to feel good.
Then let's drink some whiskey. I mean, I can't drink whiskey. I'm working right now. But you can drink whiskey.
You're going to drink the whiskey.
Would you like a whiskey?
Yes.
I could be fired for drinking the whiskey. I'm not going to drink the whiskey.
You should drink the whiskey. Whiskey. You should drink the whiskey.
I don't want to. I don't like whiskey.
Podcasting
brought to you by the Bear vs. Mancast, a subsidiary of Bear vs. Man.
That's true. A subsidiary of Alphabet Corp.
Because everything is a subsidiary of Alphabet Corp. So what I didn't realize about Alphabet Corporation is that...
Are we back?
Yeah, I think we are.
Okay.
Alphabet Corporation is like... It's an umbrella corporation. Like, they made it... They didn't rename themselves. They just made a company that's bigger than Google. And Google exists as part of Alphabet Corporation.
Yep.
But so does, like... fucking Blood Moses.
Yeah.
Like a bunch of other... Like, they can just do nefarious shit. And it's, like, not Google, but it's Google.
It's Google.
It's like some vertical integration... Or some horizontal integration shit.
Yeah.
That's like, oh yeah, Alphabet also owns... They just bought, like, Samsung. And now, like... The people who make the phones and the software for the phones all work together.
Yeah, that's...
But it's just Alphabet Corporation. All right, tell me about a game that isn't about Alphabet Corporation.
I played my new game of the year this week.
What?
Yep.
What game is this?
Rivals of Aether.
Oh, yeah. I thought you were going to talk about a different game. But that makes sense. You really like that game.
That game is so fucking good.
What would you say to people who would call Rivals of Aether nothing but a, quote, Smash clone?
I would say it's a really good Smash clone.
All right, that's one way to do it. Just embrace it. Just live it up. Just be the best of that.
The other thing that I would say about that comment is that how many Smash clones are there? None.
One.
The answer is none.
Would you count PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale?
Okay, so there are 2 Smash clones.
Well, this is an even more faithful Smash clone, is it not? It's got percentages and shit.
There's percentages, like you click the little face thing on the bottom to turn yourself into a computer player or off. When you die, there's a poofy explosion laser.
I don't think there's ever been quite so shameless of a Smash clone before.
Yeah, no, this is like the cloniest Smash clone ever.
At least All Stars Battle Royale like created a new battle system that like it's not just HP based. They went for something different that kind of sucks. But like they didn't just take Smashes. I can kind of commend them for that. But I mean, like I said, owning up to it and just saying like, yeah, we made a Smash clone, but it's fucking really good. That works too.
It's fucking sick. There's a few subtle differences. There's no grabs.
Okay.
I did find out that there is a shield, but it only lasts for like a brief moment, and it functions a little bit more like a counter. So like every character has a counter, and the counters in this game don't do damage. They just root you in place. Kind of like that Ryu down B.
They root you or stun you?
Root you. And stun you.
Weird. Okay. I was going to say, if I don't stun you, you just, now I can't move, but I can still punch you in the face. It's like, why did I even bother countering?
Yeah. That game's fucking sick. Your ability to, like, link moves together into combos is very apparent in this game, unlike Smash, where only certain characters can really combo. Every character in this game can combo fucking hard. Like, there's this fucking Earth Beetle man. He's my favorite.
Yeah, but to say you like Earth Beetle man a lot.
I think his name is Crag, but I call him Beetleman.
Craig Beetleman.
Craig Beetleman. Attorney at law. But he summons Earth Pillars as platforms, as his, like, up special. So, like, my favorite thing to do, because he's slow as fuck, is to stand on a platform and then jump to a new platform that's, like, right up... make a new platform that brings the enemy underneath me up, and then I fucking up smash him into the sky. And he's like, what is happening?
Are there
the best.
Literally smash attacks? Like
there are literally smash attacks.
Oh, jeez.
You can... The nice thing about this, though, is that they have a dedicated button.
Oh,
so
okay.
there's like a... It pretty much boils down to it has a light attack and a heavy attack button. Plus special, plus there's another button.
Is this game out?
No, this game is in super early access.
Okay, so technically, Nintendo cannot yet file a cease and desist because they're not charging for it. Are they charging for it?
Yeah, no, it's
you can buy it on early access.
I think it's $15.
Ambitious.
Yeah, totally. Even for what's here, this game is well worth the $15.
Is it?
I think
the best like couch versus game you've ever played.
Probably.
I don't know, man. Gang Beasts is really fun.
It's fun, but like I can tell even in just playing this game that everything about it is way more deep. Than
Gang Beasts is pretty shallow, but
yeah.
But so if you were with your friends and you're like, let's play couch competitive game, and like let's play Rivals of Aether, and you don't think we wouldn't be like, why are we not playing Smash right now?
Man, I feel like some people are gonna do that. Like they're gonna be like, man, this just makes me want to play Smash. I think this game is well worth playing it, like alongside Smash. Like they can both exist because they're just different enough that they are definitely different games. Mm-hmm. It's not like they just made Smash Bros. They made a finely tuned thing that just happens to have Smash Bros. Mechanics in it, which I like a lot.
Okay, that's an interesting way to look at it.
Yeah, it's fucking good. You should fucking play it. It's good.
I will play it inside your home.
Yeah, I want to have people in my house and play it with humans that are on the same couch with me. It has online. I had a couple good matches in the morning, and then like that night when I went to go play it online, it was a lag fest. So
it's in early access, so I can only imagine that it would be.
Yeah, so I'm definitely looking forward to putting some time into that game with friends. It's fucking sick. The everything about it is really, really polished already. It sounds like they're gonna add like a story mode, and there's at least spaces for 2 more characters. There's only 6 characters right now, which is kind of a bummer. But early access, so they'll probably come eventually. Man, it's good. I definitely recommend it.
It sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, I might end up writing a little diddly about it to, like, I don't know, make me happy.
Oh yeah, man, whatever gets your rocks off.
Yeah.
That sounds really cool. I'm looking forward to playing it at some point.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
I also kind of want to play more Gang Beats.
I want to play Gang Beats.
You don't?
No, I do. That game's fun.
I want to be the dinosaur Kirigumi or whatever, because that thing is kawaii as hell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, that game sounds cool.
Yeah.
I don't... Oh, I'll play it at your house. It doesn't sound the kind of game that I would ever play by myself. So I don't know if I'm going to buy it, and that might kind of be not the kiss of death, as if to say, like, oh, Nick didn't buy it, we're fucked as a game development studio. But, like, that's the sort of game that, like, if you play it at your friend's house and you like it, you're like, oh, I'm just going to keep playing it there and not buy it.
Well, if the online is any good,
that is
when
true.
It comes out, it might be worth it. I really hope it kind of takes off, because I want that guy who's making it to keep developing it and, like, add new stuff.
Is it just a guy?
It might be. I'm not sure.
Just like one dude in his basement just being like, and I call this one Craig Beetleman.
It's made by Dan Fornes.
Oh yeah, him. That guy.
He made Super Smash Land, which is
oh, that's the one that I was like, you're like, how many Smash clones are there? And all I could think of was the Smash Bros. Clone that was just like a Game Boy version of it.
Yep.
And I couldn't remember what it was called, so I didn't fucking say anything.
Yeah, it's that. He made that, and then I guess he's also the lead designer on the new Killer Instinct game.
What?
I guess, yeah.
So he's been doing this in his spare time?
Yeah, he made this game because he was bored.
Wow, that's kind of dope. I guess he's probably been working on it for a long time then, I would think. Well, Super Smash Land's not even that old.
He says there's the team. So I guess there's more than... I guess there's a few people. Yeah.
So is he actually, like, employed by
Microsoft?
Iron Galaxy or whoever is developing?
I think so, yeah.
Is it Iron Galaxy?
Yes. No. Yes?
But they don't mind that he's just, like, making games on the side and selling them with, like, a smaller team?
I guess not.
That's nice of them. Maybe those Iron Galaxy guys aren't so bad.
Yeah, I heard Dave Lang's one of those.
Fuck Dave Lang. Can we talk real quickly? Are you done? I don't mean to say, like, can you wrap it up, please? It sounded like you were done, so I asked you very frankly.
Ryan's done, yeah.
Do you want to talk about 20XX for a second?
No, I haven't played it nearly enough.
Yeah, well, that's basically what I was going to say, really, is that it's still in early access. It seems really cool. 20XX it's early access. It's like $12 right now. It's going to eventually be $15.
Mm-hmm.
And it's basically a Mega Man X roguelite.
Yep.
It seems to me like... I'm sure Crypt of the Necrodancer wasn't the first game to do it, but that whole system of, like, you get persistent money that you take back to the hub world when you die, and you unlock items with it that'll appear later. It does that whole thing. I don't know who did that first.
I don't know.
So it's like a little bit Rogue Legacy, a little bit Crypt of the Necrodancer, a little bit, and then just straight up Mega Man X. But, like, the best and most easiest to play version of that game, because dash is bound to right bumper instead of, like, having to claw grip up to the equivalent of A on a SNES controller.
Yeah.
So, like, my main reservation with the game at first, when Ryan suggested it, was I looked at it and I was like, this game looks kind of shitty. It's kind of got this weird flash animation thing going on. If you know what I mean.
It kind of looks like Newgrounds game in 2015.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And I almost discounted it based on that fact, but based on the 40 minutes or so I've played, and it's just early access, so I'm not even going to really get that far into it, and I'm just going to wait for the game to come out. I just wanted to save $4 because I knew I was going to want it. It seems it's pretty tight, actually. And I really like the way they do some of the randomly generated stuff, and if you fall in a pit, you just lose 1 health, which is kind of a cool... It's simple, but it's a cool way to do things. And I like that there's a decent boss variety, but you also fight a lot of the same bosses over and over again, so you can get really good at them. And then just the areas before them are kind of remixed. But some of the platforming things are pretty cool. I wonder, after a lot of play, how many times you see the same platforming sequences over and over.
Yeah, it kind of seems like that game is built on mechanics blocks, and then they put mechanics blocks in order.
Yeah,
somehow.
It's it'll be here's. Although I got some pretty intense platforming segments that, the platforming, each segment is definitely handcrafted.
Yes.
And then they just put it together, and it's they probably have it set up these are the easy ones, these are the medium ones, these are the hard ones. The longer your run goes, they put more hard ones, and they just put more, levels become longer. And, all right. Seems pretty cool. Nice little, we're talking about clones of games. This is very clearly a Mega Man game. But it's not a Mega Man game. And made by a smaller team than, you can't even be the Mighty Number 9 guy. It's yeah, well, fuck you, I made Mega Man. It's just, some guys.
It just is a Mega Man.
Yeah, it's just some guys made a Mega Man because they like those. But they added some interesting elements to it. I want to see if they add any further depth to it, because I can see, you get, a solid 5 hours out of this, playing a lot and trying to unlock all the items, and then you're just all right, well, I'm done with this game. But it's a tight game. So I can't wait for the real game to come out and play it a lot.
Yeah, that's how I felt. I'm I definitely don't want to pay $15 for this game, but I want it, so I just bought it now.
And then it was in early access, and I'm I don't want to play a not released game. I'm just going to wait for them to figure it all out, and then I'll play it.
That's kind of how I went with Crypt of the Necrodancer, too. I'm
same.
I bought it, and then I played probably about 45 minutes of it. I'm okay, no, this is great. Let me wait for this game to come out now.
That's my approach. I don't buy a lot of early access games, but that generally is my approach.
Yeah.
Just like I bought Mercenary Kings on early access, and then I waited for the full version to come out, and they didn't make that game not shit, so I didn't play that. Very disappointed. I think I've spoken many times about my disappointment of that game on this podcast, so I will save it. So we're going to talk about some delays that happened. This was the week of delayed games.
Yeah, it was, and it made me sad.
So we're going to start from least disappointing and then go to most disappointing, okay?
Okay.
So that Hitman reboot that they talked about at E3 got delayed. Yep. The one, and they also said that this is a deep cut. They were talking about they're going to put in all these weekly, every week they're going to be here's a new challenge you can solve any way, and then there's a leaderboard and you can see whatever. They rethought that whole structure. They still want to keep that you can do anything mentality to the game, but they push the game back. I think it might have a 2016 release date now. They also delayed Star Fox Zero.
I'm upset.
They being Nintendo. There was this quote from Miyamoto in conjunction with it that basically expressed how he had a very difficult decision to make, and ultimately he decided that he didn't want to release a game that wasn't as good as it possibly could be, and they are no strangers to doing that. So yeah, it kind of sucks, but I
want to play that game bad.
Yeah, but when that game comes out, it's going to be good, man.
I hope so.
So I am happy that they're going to make that game correctly. I'm always one for delaying games, honestly, because I got time. I got games to play before that one comes out. I just want, when that game comes out, I want it to be any game that I'm looking forward to. When it comes out, I want it to be fucking good.
Yeah, you're right.
And plus, when this one and the next one, like when everyone found out they were coming out this year, we're all just like, what? Really?
What?
So, like, they also delayed Persona 5.
Ryan's upset.
Which, when we found out that was coming in 2015, we're just like, whoa, what? Like, everyone was shocked. And that's because it isn't going to come out in 2015. I said 2005 again.
You did. You fucked up.
So it's not coming out in 2015 anymore, which really is not that surprising, because we were shocked to hear that it would be.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it is officially, it's got 2016. I don't think they gave like a quarter on it or anything. And so when that game comes out, it's going to be dope. They had a new trailer. Did you watch the new trailer?
No, I haven't yet.
I haven't either, but I heard it's pretty sick. It's like it's almost as if the trailer exists to distract you from the fact that they're delaying it.
Oh, it definitely does.
But I'm already like super interested in that game. Like the one trailer that exists of it is really good and super stylish and shows off like kind of what to expect from this game, and it has music in it that is like, yeah, that's some fucking Persona music. Yes, thank you. So yeah, I'm just gonna pretend that Persona 5 doesn't exist and wait for it to come out and be pleasantly surprised when it does.
Yeah.
That's my strategy, and I'll just like play other games until then. Because at this rate, Dark Souls 3 is going to come out first, and
Dark Souls 3 I think got a release date.
In Japan, yeah. I want to say it's like March or February. I want to say the last one came out all over the world at the same time. Or with very little lag. So yeah. I think they'll probably, considering it's also being advertised on Xbox One, not an exclusive, but they have like an exclusive advertisement deal. Mm-hmm. So it'll probably come out in all regions at approximately the same time.
Probably, yeah.
Man, I can't wait for that game. So I'm going to focus my hype on that game and then get disappointed when it gets delayed.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, it has an actual release date, so it probably won't be. Now, it's not impossible, but it probably won't be.
Most likely not.
It's those really vague ones. It'll come out this year, I guess. Those are the ones that get delayed all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Happy news or... No, actually, no. These are both... Happy news or mixed news?
Mixed news.
Okay, so apparently based on a tweet from a long-term developer... She's a music composer at... Konami. Well, there was just rumors, and then this tweet kind of made people go, "Oh, maybe they're not just rumors." So Rika Muranaka, she's a longtime music composer for Konami. She's worked on Metal Gear and Castlevania.
Yep.
And so the rumors going around were that Konami was ceasing all AAA development, which lines up with what they said last year. That they said that the president of Konami, Hideki Hayakawa, said that they were going to pursue mobile games aggressively. Our main platform will be mobiles. Gaming has spread to a number of platforms. By the end of the day, the platform that is always closest to us is mobile. Mobile is where the future of gaming lies. Which, I don't want to agree with that motherfucker, but I might have to agree with that motherfucker.
Yeah, you probably do.
You look at stuff like... like you see children, and you don't see children with 3DSs anymore. Like they don't have their Game Boys. They don't, they just have an iPad Mini, and they can play like so many goddamn games on that thing that, as a parent, you'd be stupid not to get them one.
Yeah,
3DS will become obsolete in a couple of years. But it's like, and like there are gonna be some games, and all the games cost $40. Or that you just give your dumb kid an iPad that costs a little bit more initially, But then for like $5, they can get like a game, or just for free, they put a bunch of free freaking games and just play them endlessly, and they'll leave you alone.
Yeah.
So at least one corner of the market is obviously going that way. But okay, so the rumor was that in light of this, they were stopping all AAA development, and so this tweet, I'm just going to read it from Rika Muranaka. Yes, it's pretty sad. Now I can't write music to any of AAA games. Well, I need to find another AAA game company.
Weird.
So, really, she lives in Anaheim, California? I'm getting distracted. So, I think the one thing they're still working on is Pro Evolution Soccer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think they are.
But this is really weird, considering that not too long ago, they put out casting calls for people to work on a new Metal Gear Solid game.
Wait, they were?
Yeah,
they did.
Let me link to this main article on GameSpot.com that talks about this. It's called "Konami Wants New Staff for Next Metal Gear Game."
Weird.
Publisher Konami has announced that it is planning stages of developing a new Metal Gear game. Furthermore, the corporation added that it is conducting, quote, auditions for main staff to lead the development, and has asked for interested developers to get in touch. This is pretty much right after Kojima left.
Mm-hmm.
So they obviously still have the rights to the license.
Yeah.
And it sounded like they wanted to continue using Metal Gear Solid to make money. Now the question is, did they scrap that plan and they're done with Metal Gear Solid?
Mm-hmm.
Or are they just making Metal Gear Solid mobile games now?
I mean, realistically, they're going to make a pachinko machine.
Yes, but they were looking specifically for developers. So they might mean that they're working on a mobile game, like a Metal Gear Acid 3 for iPhone.
That'd be terrible.
I actually heard Metal Gear Acid wasn't bad. Like a little card game. But yeah, that might be terrible.
Yes.
And yeah, there probably will be a Metal Gear Solid pachinko machine.
Most likely.
It's just got Quiet's boobs all over it or something.
The I don't know how pachinko machines work, but I'm assuming there's like some kind of controller thing. It's just tits.
I don't think there is a controller. I think you just literally launch silver balls and hope they hit the pegs and go in the right place. But like the background, like behind the pegs, is just like a picture, and it's just Quiet's boobs. Yeah. So this is kind of a weird thing. I guess the writing has been on the wall for a while about this, that they don't give a shit about video games anymore.
Yeah.
But right after saying they were looking for more people to make Metal Gear, it's like, what's going on here? Like, what's happening? I don't understand.
I don't understand either.
All right, so how about you want to hear about a happy thing?
I do, please.
All right. So, you remember Allison Road?
Yes.
Allison Road is a scary game.
It is. It's inspired by PT.
Shamelessly so.
Yeah.
They make no... There's
no quarter about it.
Yeah, they don't pretend that it's not.
Yeah.
Like, they're like, listen, guys, you're in a house, and it looks very similar, and there's a scary lady.
Yep.
And they're pretty forthcoming about it, and I appreciate that. Because Silent Hills isn't going to exist. At least not called Silent Hills. I heard rumors that Konami was still... Or not Konami. Kojima was still kind of working on some, like, a scary game.
Yeah.
But he'd probably have to start from scratch, considering that's all that PT stuff is garbage that belongs to Konami.
Yes.
So they launched their Kickstarter.
Oh, really?
I knew this was coming, that they wanted to make a Kickstarter to fund the development of Allison Road. And so far they are a little bit less than halfway with 26 days to go.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they'll probably get there. They'll probably at least get there. Apparently they're British. They want 250,000 British Royal Pounds. And this seems like the sort of thing, it's not that silly ukulele thing or the silly Shenmue thing. It seems like it's a really good chance that they don't get funded, this game isn't going to get made.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. It's none of that fucking. What was that Mega Man Legends? Not the Mega Man. Yeah, the Mega Man Legends clone.
Red Ash.
That whole bullshit where they're just like, oh, our Kickstarter didn't succeed or it barely succeeded. Oh, well, this Chinese company gave us like 4 times that much money. It's like, fuck you guys. What you using Kickstarter for?
Yeah, exactly.
It seems like these guys are like Kickstarter or bust.
Pretty much.
So, apparently. So for approximately $23 US, you can get a Steam version of Allison Road. They also apparently releasing on PS4 and Xbox One. You can get one of those for $31. And there's some other cool little prizes that you can get depending on how much you pledge. I think that it's a pretty. Like, they have got some, like around $400, $300 tiers. They're, like, 15 and 20 backers eligible for them, and those are all gone. There's there's a £500, there's, like, $700 or $800 tier. 9 people have already done that. So it's, like, there's definitely some, like...
People want this game.
Yeah, people want this game. I think I want this game. I've only seen that like weird alpha, super early alpha proof of concept footage thing, and I'm already like, all right. I think honestly, it's because I played PT.
Yeah,
that I was like, fuck, this game can't exist. All right, give me the next best thing. Give it to me. Just give it to me. I need it.
Yeah,
because PT was really good.
PT is fucking great. So
it seems like I'm kind of scrolling through their Kickstarter page. I would encourage all of you to do the same. Because it looks like a lot of it is built... The game is super beautiful, and I want to say it's running in... I think, like, on the newest Unreal Engine? But I might be mistaken. Really? It looked really similar to this... but the game looks really good. Apparently, a lot of... Some of it is, like... They do some practical effect stuff.
Yeah.
To kind of inspire the rendering, like... And they like their logo, the Allison Road, like the bloodstained logo, was apparently made using like fake blood in someone's kitchen on like a poster board. Like so, it like looked like it was splattering and stuff. So it's already been greenlit, which is good.
Nice.
So it's definitely coming to Steam, and it looks like it's like a 10-person team. Man, this just looks like I'm getting like really excited for this game.
It fucking looks good.
If you haven't seen the pre-release alpha early build thing, you should check it out because it looks bonkers. It looks so good. It legit, like if you didn't necessarily know that you were watching a trailer for a video game, like gameplay footage, you for a second would think that it's a movie.
Yeah, that game they're doing some good looking stuff.
Yeah, it's great. So I really hope that they hit their mark. I will probably pledge to them at some point. It looks like... No, I don't think they have a delivery date on this stuff for... Oh, estimated delivery December of 2016.
That's okay.
Yeah, that's all right. I can wait for it. I'm already waiting for all the other Kickstarter games.
I'm already waiting for everything else.
I actually haven't really kickstarted that many things. Yeah, check that shit out. It seems awesome. Hey, speaking of PT, did you know there's a couple different PTs Easter eggs in Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain?
Really?
Apparently somewhere in the world there is a radio that plays the creepy radio broadcast from PT, including the whole turnaround thing.
Oh, fuck. And
someone told me, and I have not confirmed this, someone told me that you can also unlock a decoy that when you deploy it, it's the lady from PT. Like the monster lady.
That's awesome.
And it's like, okay, this is clearly just Konami was just like, oh man, so this game is never going to exist, so I guess I'll just put all of it in this game that will exist.
Yeah,
what a crazy thing. Konami, man. I mean, Kojima. Fuck. Keep doing that.
Don't do that.
Kojima, man. Crazy guy. See what he does next. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw him on Kickstarter at some point.
He'll do something.
Even if it's just to prove to a new developer that there is desire for his skill set.
Yeah.
That there people want, after Metal Gear Solid 5, people are like, shit, man, this Kojima guy's all right. Because that's getting a lot of acclaim from not just Metal Gear fans.
Mm-hmm.
And rightfully so.
Yeah,
Do you know who Zodiac motherfucker is?
No.
So he's like a Twitter personality who he just swears and types in all caps, and is very opinionated on subjects, and just generally seems like a crazy person.
Mm-hmm.
And he tweeted the other day, gotta make this clear since I know there's a lot of motherfuckers like me who couldn't give a fuck about anime bullshit. MGS5 is not optional.
Fuck.
So even people who, like, obviously Metal Gear fans are really into it, even just, like, fucking everyone else is just seeing Metal Gear Solid 5, and they're like,
everybody
fuck,
about
man,
it.
we gotta play this game.
Yeah.
Alright, are you ready to stop podcasting?
Yeah.
Alright, how about you give us a little plug, tell them about bearvsman.com, bearvsman.com.
Hey, bearversusman.com, it's a website. We put stuff on it when we feel like it.
I don't do that nearly enough.
We're on Twitter.
Guys, we're part-time podcasters, all right? Deal with it.
We're part-time everything.
Yeah, really.
We're on Twitter, at bearversusman. If you want to have us read an email on the show, you should send us one. Questions at bearversusman.com.
If you follow us on Vine, then
you get some sick weekly ads.
We'll make a new Vine in your honor. Because
we
haven't done that in an ill minute.
I haven't done that in a minute.
We should work on that. We post quality ads there.
Hashtag quality ads.
The difficult part is finding products that are worthy of our hashtag quality ads.
It's true.
It's not necessary. I mean, like, you can't just make a quality ad about anything. Like, it has to be good enough to deserve it. I'm just saying. Where else are we? Are we on Instagram? I forget.
We have one. It's not. We have one, but it's not real.
I think you made it just to spite me.
I did. Yeah.
So fuck you. But additionally, we haven't used it yet, so we're still safe.
We're still safe. We're on Facebook.
We are on Facebook.
Yeah.
I've been meaning to, like, put things there at some point.
Please send us emails.
Yeah, please send us emails. I'm sorry if we don't actually use any of our social media. Really, it's hard to remember to do that.
It's hard to remember.
I'm being like 60% serious.
Yeah,
because like I said, like Ryan said, we're part-time everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we do this podcast every single week, rain or shine. So
that's true.
At the very least, listen to it. And if you listen to this and you chuckled even once, or you heard anything interesting, or if any of the games we've ever talked about made you go, huh, that's interesting, I think I'm going to download Barkley Shut Up and Jam Gaiden, or something similar, then just tell somebody else about it. If you have a friend who also likes video games, or podcasts, or possibly both, let them know.
Yeah.
Because that's really, our Twitter's not reaching anybody. We got a bunch of likes on Facebook, but Facebook tells us how many people we've reached. Yeah, it's not a lot. So the only way that anybody's ever going to hear about us is if you tell them.
Yeah, that's true. You should rate us on iTunes.
That's another good way. If we ever just got to the top of the charts in video game podcasts, that'd probably be a big boost. But I bet that's hard.
If we got on the charts,
that would help.
That would help. So yeah. Thanks, guys. That'll do it.
Yep. Good one. Pack it in. Sorry it was a little bit late. It was a little bit late last week and a little bit late this week, but I'm sorry. Every Friday, Bear vs. Mancast.
Every Friday.
Sometimes we record on Friday.
Sometimes I don't do it until Tuesday. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
Part-time podcasters. It's a subtitle of this podcast.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
All
Bye.
right. My name's Dwayne Johnson. I'll see you guys later. Bye. I didn't. I'm Dwayne Johnson.